Now let's think about Jonah's call here. He's to go to Nineveh. This is a country boy. He's going to a foreign country. There's everything about this. It's way beyond anything Jonah has in himself. Nineveh was probably a city of between 125 and 150,000. In that period of history, that was a huge metropolis. In fact, the passage says to walk through Nineveh would be a 3 days journey. That's a pretty big city. So he's going to this big, huge foreign city. There's nothing comfortable about this to Jonah. And the thing he's called to do is preach again and again and again as he walks through Jonah, one single message. This is just the message you want to communicate as a foreigner to people who don't really know you or understand you. It's a message of judgment. There's a popular message. And it's made further difficult because the spiritual assessment of Nineveh was that it was an exceedingly evil city. When God calls something exceedingly evil, you know it's evil. I mean, this is evil. It wasn't enough for God to say this was an evil place. He said this was an exceedingly evil place. There's everything you would look at that would say sending Jonah to do this is a disaster. This guy is a runner. It can't work. And the only thing that makes this make sense is a knowledge of the God who is sending him. Because God has the power to do whatever he wants to do through whoever he calls to whoever he wants to do it. Do you hear what I said? God has the ability to do whatever he wants to do through whoever he calls to whomever he has chosen to work. That's Nineveh. This is no big deal for the Lord Almighty. If he wants to turn this city, he can turn this city, and if he wants to do it through Jonah, he can do it through Jonah. There's your potential. If God calls you, the burden is never on your shoulders. The burden's on his. And if God calls you, please hear what I'm about to say. You are never the agent of change. No human being has ever changed anyone. None. If you're a parent, you have no ability to change your children. None. It's not your job. If you're a husband or wife, you have no ability to change your spouse. None. If you're a Christian friend, you have no ability to change your other Christian friend. If you're a neighbor, you have no ability to change your neighbor. You're not called to be the agent of change. You're called to be a tool in the hands of a God of change. That's what's happening here. The bird's not on Jonah. That's what Jonah didn't get when he ran. God wasn't asking Jonah to do something Jonah couldn't do. God was asking Jonah to be part of something that God can do. Get the difference? I love this stuff, right down to my toes. Because it's just a message that we need to hear and we need to meditate on because we get ourselves in knots. I mean, there are parents who wake up every morning and they load the spiritual and future welfare of their children on their shoulders. No wonder parenting to them is exhausting and discouraging and confusing and frustrating. It's not on your shoulders. It's on the shoulders of the one who called you. You have no ability to change the heart of your child. You're only called to be an instrument. Listen, Jonah's only call was preach the message. Get a grip, just preach the message. I'll do everything else.